Hey guys, Pretzelman945 here. Welcome back to another video, and welcome to episode 5 of The Final Reckoning. The movie up for slate today is Indiana Jones and the Temple of Doom. When I first binged all the Indiana Jones movies, the original three, I haven't seen Kingdom of the Crystal Skull before. Um, I thought that Raiders of the Lost Ark was a good movie. Like solid 7 out of 10. Uh, Last Crusade was amazing, 9 out of 10. And then I think I would have given Temple Doom at the time like 3 out of 10, maybe. Um, because I really did not enjoy it the first time I watched it. However, it has been like 3 years since I did that, so um, I rewatched it again earlier today. And this is probably the biggest opinion change I've had in terms of the history of the series. Because uh, I, I don't hate this movie anymore. Um, do I think it's good? Not necessarily. I think it's extremely mediocre and definitely the least good in quality out of the three original Indiana Jones movies. I think that's pretty easy to say. Uh, and and so this is going to be a lot shorter video because I don't have as much to say about it. So I'll start with the positives, I suppose. I think that this movie still has a lot of the really good qualities that an Indiana Jones film should have. I think Harrison Ford is very charming in the role once again. I prefer him as Indiana Jones over Han Solo, performance-wise. And once again, he just brings his classic good acting self to this. The action is very good and entertaining to watch, as it is with every Indiana Jones film. Music is fantastic. I also really like the character of Shorty. I like him and Indy's relationship. I thought it was entertaining, and very wholesome. And I just liked him as a character and like what he was able to do. Uh, Um, I will say, um, the absolute worst part about this movie was the character of Willie Cox. Because I wanted this character, I was rooting for this character to die in the fiery pits of the Thuggy Temple. Like, every time she talked, I wanted to rip my ears out because of how absolutely insufferable, annoying, and stupid this character is. Uh, her inclusion makes absolutely no sense to the story. She literally does nothing but whine and complain the entire movie about and about how she can't be a spoiled brat back in the United States, or how she had a little house in Shanghai. Um, and then they try to set it up as a romance between between her and Indy, and it's the worst. It's like one of the dumbest romances I've ever seen. And the romantic dialogue at certain points somehow manages to be worse than Attack of the Clones, which is truly a miraculous achievement in itself. Um, in the way that it manages to do that, because man, I thought Attack of the Clones was bad enough with that, but boy, some of these cringers really like went to that level in this movie. But that like and the thing that really like made it mediocre for me, um, was I felt like with Raiders of the Lost Ark and The Last Crusade, with things like the rat scene in The Last Crusade and the snake pit in Raiders of the Lost Ark, those are like kind of one-off creepy things that are kind of meant to like add a bit of spice in there to kind of like diversify the plot a little bit and add some like nice different amount of energy into the tone of the film. And they're welcome, and I think in their respective films they work quite well at what they're trying to do. However, with Temple of Doom, I feel like there is too much of this. Like I feel like there were too many moments where the movie was trying to go for that creepy shock factor thing, and as a result, I think that it really brought down the tension in a lot of scenes because it just made it feel weird more than anything, rather than being something creepy to edge up the tension, it just kind of feels like it's thrown in there just for shock value and not for any other purpose. And that just makes the movie a lot weirder than the other two movies, and it really kind of just brings down the tension and makes it a lot more boring and uninteresting to watch and just weird. Like this movie is just overall very, very strange because the plot is kind of all over the place, but the plot also has um a lot of cool elements to it. Like I like the um I forgot what they're called, the stones. And the kind of like history behind the thuggy and the rituals and stuff. I think the ritual stuff is where that like creepy edgy factor works well. Where it doesn't is like with all the wild animals everywhere and that one room where they're all like covered with bugs and then the scene where they serve all the really random foods for the dinner. That's where it doesn't work. And that's like the parts of it that probably should have been cut out to kind of like not make the movie feel as weird. So overall, I really don't hate it. I think it's just kind of eh overall. I think it has some enjoyable parts and also some not enjoyable parts, and that's kind of where I'm at. It's probably never a movie I would ever rewatch again. Unlike Last Crusade or maybe Raiders of the Lost Ark. So yeah, that about sums it up for this episode of The Final Reckoning. I hope you enjoyed, and I will see you later. Bye.